Hello guys, welcome back. So now here in this session, we'll talk about FI MM integrations. So there are multiple configurations guys. We'll see those configurations one by one, testing part, everything's are going to be explained in detail. So first of all, if you talk about FI MM integration, right? So what exactly we are going to cover here? What is the use of this, integrations? What is the need of this integrations, right? Which process we are going to configure? Which process is going to be configured here during this integrations and all? So I'll tell you guys now. Look at here. I've specified P2P. Okay, before FI MM integrations, we need to understand P2P process. Why do we need to understand P2P process guys? Because this P2P process itself is going to be configured. In this FIMM integrations, which process is going to be configured guys? It's P2P, procure to pay. That is why I have specified that we need to understand P2P process. Okay. Now in P2P process, it's pretty simple guys. Of course, most of you might be knowing about this P2P process. What is happening here in P2P? That is stand for procure to pay, right? Now, if we talk about P2P, this is going to be used by organizations, of course, for individual procurement. If you have to purchase something, we are going to visit the market, we'll make the payment, right? Cash payment I'm talking about, we'll buy the product. But when you talk about business to business purchase or business to business sales, it is not happening on cash basis, guys. It is happening on credit basis, right? Purchases are taking place. Let's suppose Tata Motor. Purchases are taking place right now, but the payment will be made after certain time. Certain time means it could be any duration, guys. It could be 30 days, could be 45 days, 60 days, 90 days. This is called payment terms or terms of payment, right? So payments are going to be made by organization as per the terms of payment, which is between agreed by both party. Both party, I mean to say purchaser and seller. So here Tata Motor is going to buy, let's suppose, raw material from vendor. So Tata Motor is purchaser, and whoever the supplier is there, supplier of raw materials and all, in the sense those people are called vendors, right? So now here, and this entire activity is called procurement activity, isn't it? So certain steps are there in this procurement. First of all, what is this? Procurement means, like, let's suppose if Tata Motor has to procure something, they have to raise a purchase order. First of all, a PO is going to be raised to the vendor because it's a kind of order, guys. This is how organizations are going to place an order with the vendors. So PO is going to be raised. Let's suppose PO, a purchase order, is going to be sent to the vendors, and based on PO, what is happening, guys? Vendors are going to deliver the goods because on purchase order, all the conditions will be there and all the details will be there. Which material is required, how much quantity is required, what is the price, when they are expecting the deliveries, right? Where it is going to be delivered, to which plant, in a particular plant, again, multiple storage locations will be there. So to which storage locations, which store department, which storage department it is going to be. So multiple details will be there, guys, right? So all the details will be there on the purchase order. So based on PO, what is happening? Vendor is going to deliver the goods. So during delivery of goods, what will happen, guys? Accounting entry will take place. Here, your involvement will be there. Here, whenever the accounting entries are taking place, guys, there will be always involvement of FI consultant. Invoice receipt. Once the, because the goods are going to be delivered to plant, right? In a plant, like whatever the storage area, storage locations are there, it is going to be delivered over there. Whereas the invoices are going to be sent to the corporate office. Of course, most likely the corporate office will be there in the cities. So invoices are going to be delivered to a different location. So that is why goods receipt are going to be posted. Goods receipt is going to be posted separately, and invoice receipt is going to be posted separately. Goods receipt, in short form it is called GR. Invoice receipt, in short form it is called IR. So GR, IR, right? Now, so during invoice receipt also accounting entry will take place. Okay, and once the invoice is posted, after certain time, after 30 days or after 45 days, after 60 days, what will happen, guys? The payment is going to be posted. So this is a complete cycle. I can't say this is like full cycle, guys, because in P2P we have like certain other steps are also there which I have not explained. This process is going to be used when the vendor is known, in the sense when the vendor is confirmed. Let's suppose if the Tata Motor has to purchase a particular raw material and they are determined, like already like they have decided that this procurement is going to be made from so and so vendor. In that case, it is going to be started from purchase order onwards. Okay. If the vendor is not confirmed, in that case, look at here, a different cycle is going to be maintained. That is here like starting from purchase requisitions. I'll tell you guys, purchase requisitions. Before that, I'll tell you. When you talk about, let's suppose if any organization is using SAP, so in that like multiple raw materials are required to produce, let's suppose the end product. Whether end product, I mean to say here I'm using Tata Motor example. There might be chances you guys are using Tata Steel. So for you, like what is the end product of Tata Steel? Of course, it's still steel manufacturing organizations, or is somebody is using cement manufacturing organizations, or different organizations, right? That's what I said. End product means whatever is being produced by that organizations. So multiple raw materials will be there. A, B, C, D, E, F. Let's suppose these all are raw materials. Now, so what is happening, guys? All the raw materials must be available in the stock, right? So then only the productions will be, production is going to be started, and production will happen. Okay. So when the production is taking place, of course, there will be a consumption of this raw material. Whatever these raw materials are there, there is a consumption. Right now, 100% is there. Later on, what is happening? After consumption, it becomes 80%, right? Then become 70%, then 40, then 50, 60, like 60, 50, 40%, right? And after some time, what is happening? There will be, let's suppose, 20% only in the stock. Okay. So likewise, what is happening, guys? Likewise, it's not only here, for other materials also. Let's suppose 20%. Here it is 30%, right? Here also, let's suppose here it is 40%. So now what is happening, guys? Here, let's suppose 50% is still 50% quantity is there. So for every raw material, what is happening? There will be a threshold limit. Threshold limit means like again, that's what I'm saying. MM is a very huge module, a very big module, guys. MM is a very big module. Why? Because lots of things are there. From MM side, also huge number of configuration steps are there. Huge and huge number of activities are going to be configured. So this is also a very huge module, right? Now, here, so let's suppose what is happening like this MM consultant for every material. What is happening, guys? They are going to decide a threshold limit. Threshold limit is like for every material, let's suppose it is 20%. 20%. Okay. So this time, this, this, and this, it has already touched the threshold limit or is below than threshold limit, right? So what is happening, guys? Now these materials need to be procured in order to like whatever their production is there, if they want to make it like continue and maintain the continuous productions, if they want to make the continuous productions and all, then what is happening, they need to have these raw materials must be there in the stock, because maybe within few days this is going to be consumed. So that what they have to do, they must have to place an order for these raw materials. So that is why I says guys, procurement is a continuous process. Let's suppose they have ordered these three raw material. Meanwhile, what is happening, after some time they need to raise an order for this one, again after some time for this one, after some time for this one, because so every day multiple orders are going to be placed, because it's a huge organization, big organizations, right? So how they will come to know guys? So there will be a threshold limit which is defined by MM consultant, and what is happening, from MM side there will be an MM end user is going to run MRP, okay, is going to be run is going to run MRP. MRP for what guys? This is called material requirement planning. Okay. So if the end user is going to run MRP, in that case, in background SAP is going to check that how many materials has reached this threshold limit. So SAP is going to find, then SAP found that three materials are there which is having equals or less than 20% stock. So what will happen guys? For those materials, we need to follow the further process. Which process guys? P2P cycle is going to be followed here. Now, so for those materials, what is happening? First of all, a purchase requisition is going to be created. That is called PR in short form. Purchase requisition will be raised by user, MM and user. What for guys? Because user means they are the ground level people. They are not decision maker. If material is required, they have to notify the higher approver, whoever that higher approval authority is there, right? Or so somebody from management side only is going to approve these all things, isn't it? So they need to take approval before placing an order of this material, this raw material, right? So first of all, approval order means what they are going to do. Are they going to talk verbally that so this material is only 20% and that material is only 20% or 15%? No, not like that. They are going to reach a purchase requisitions. A PR will be created with the help of SAP, right? And this PR is going to be sent for approval to the uh, whoever the authorized person is there, to that person. So what will be there, guys? I'll tell you here. This is not possible to explain practically, because this is like solely these all things are going to be configured by MM consultant. Multiple configuration steps are there for these things, and those people are the expert of this. I'll tell you, in SAP itself, they are going to raise the purchase order, and how, sorry, purchase requisition. Purchase requisition means it is going to be created. First of all, they are going to specify the material, for which material this PR is going to be purchase requisition is going to be raised. How much quantity is required? When they are expecting the when till when the delivery is needed. Lots of things will be specified in PR. Okay, and once it is PR is going to be saved, then what is happening, guys? Then people are going to like let's suppose uh, okay, so here what is happening? Once the PR is raised, then what will happen? It is going to be approved by management. Somebody will be responsible. Once they are going to save this purchase requisition, guys, then in SAP there will be certain functionality. Certain functionality means, see, everything is going to be configured, everything is going to be set up. Once the PR is going to be raised, then what will happen? Whatever the authorized person is there is going to get a notification that PR got created. So that guy is going to check the purchase requisitions, and then he or she, whoever is there, will be having approval. Means how they are going to approve. So once the PR got created, it is going to be blocked. Now the authorized person is going to release this PR. Okay, it is called release strategy. Most likely what is happening, guys, mostly the release strategy is going to work for purchase order, but this release strategy even can be it can be defined for purchase requisition also. It depends, right? So now here what is happening? PR is going to be approved by the what to say the authorized person. Once it is approved, then what will happen? Then the user is going to raise this RFQ, in the sense request for quotation. We are going to demand, user is going to ask for quotations from different vendor, right? Then what will happen? Vendors are going to send their quotations where they'll specify that okay, whatever this material is there, what is the price they are going to charge, in how many days they are going to give the delivery and all. All the conditions will be there in that, right? And then after what is happening, once we have received the quotations, then quotation approval means all the quotations, first of all quotation matching is going to happen. Quotation matching means we'll have to decide which one is the best bargain, which one is the best deal for Tata Motor. Let's suppose if they found a particular one is the best deal, right? So that is going to be approved, that yes, this quotation is the best deal for us, and then they are going to place the order with that vendor. How the order is going to be placed? A purchase order is going to be set up, and that purchase order is going to be sent to the vendor, right? So purchase order, I'll tell you guys, purchase order is going to be treated as a legal document. Okay, it is going to be treated as a legal document, and in the sense, once the purchase order is created, it is based on the purchase order. What is happening? Vendor is going to deliver the goods. So once we receive the goods, transaction posting will be taking place. Why? Because goods or stock is nothing but asset. There is increase in asset, right? So an accounting entry will be taking place here during the goods receipt posting, and then another accounting entry is going to take place here during invoice receipt posting, right? And of course final payment means there also the accounting entry is going to take place, but here this is solely going to be handled by FI people only, so here nothing to be worried about. But here in these two steps, integration is needed. We'll talk about those things in detail, guys. Okay, so now, but before that, of course, now if we have to test, if you have to test this P2P process, right? If you test this P2P process, then what is happening, guys? Of course, from here we cannot start. As I said, like multiple configurations we have to do, isn't it? So we have to start from purchase order. P2P cycle, in the sense P2P testing. If you have to test this P2P, then minimum purchase order must be created, because with reference to purchase order itself, goods receipt is going to be posted. With reference to purchase itself, invoice receipt is also going to be posted. Okay. So if a PO is there, then only a goods receipt is also going to be posted. And if a PO is there, then only invoice receipt is also going to be posted. Right. And during goods receipt posting, accounting entry system should be able to determine the GL account. So how this automatic GL determinations are happening, guys, that also we have to see. And you must be knowing that how this automatic determination of GL account is happening, right? So somewhere, of course, you have to assign the GL account. Where the GL accounts are going to be assigned, against what combinations these GL accounts are going to be assigned, these all things I'll explain. Don't worry. Okay. So before that, what is happening, guys? We have to do certain basic setting. We have to do certain configurations. Configurations from where? These configurations are coming from MM side. From material management, certain configurations you must have to do. What for? Because without having those basic configurations, basic settings, what is happening, guys? Purchase order will not be, you guys will not be able to set up PO. Purchase order cannot be created. Okay. So what is happening? First of all, MM basic settings are supposed to be done. In real time, I'll tell you guys, those configurations will not be done by you people. It will be done by MM consultant only. But here we have to do this because we don't have any MM consultant here, right? So whatever the configurations minimum configurations are required from MM side, those configurations will be done by us only. And it is going to be started from, look at here, define purchase organizations. Okay, so guys, I'll tell you, purchase organization represent the purchase department, right, of an organizations, and this is responsible for what? This is responsible for procuring the material or services, and it is also responsible for negotiating all the general conditions of the purchase with the vendors, right? Now, generally what is happening, purchase order is going to be defined as an organizational unit in MM module. Now, again, I'll tell you guys how many purchase organizations are going to be created, based on which logic we are going to create the purchase organizations. For this, I don't think that it is possible for you guys. It's possible to explain here. The reason behind is you are not the expert of material management, isn't it? These settings we are going to do. Why? Because here there is no any MM consultant, or else in real time, of course, MM consultant itself is going to decide these all things, and all these discussions will be done by MM consultant with MM end user, and based on that they will decide how many purchase organizations are going to be created, based on what logic they are going to set up the purchase organizations. These things are totally their headache, right? So don't think too much about these configurations. We are going to do these configurations as a mandatory setting. Of course, there are certain configurations where like certain logic is there that you have to understand, because I have noticed during interview people are asking those questions. They're asking certain questions. So wherever I feel that yes, it is the important one, that I'm going to explain. Okay, so the first one is we have to define the purchase organizations. After that, assignment is there. Define plant one by one. We are going to do the setting, guys. We'll do the configurations. Let me do one thing. So here, OX08, right? Click on inventory, and I'll give TM22 here. Data motor, purchase organizations, and press enter. Okay. So I have created the purchase organizations. What next? Of course, assignment must be there, guys. This purchase organizations we have created for Tata Motor or Tata Steel, how SAP will come to know? So that SAP will come to know only if you are going to assign this, right? So assign this purchase organizations to company code OX01. OX01. Once again, I'll tell you guys whether you are going to use path or you are going to use transaction code, that doesn't matter, right? Ultimately, logic matters. If you know the logic, that's well and good. If you don't know the logic, nothing will happen, right? So logic matters, guys. So now here, neither path nor transaction code is going to make you a good consultant. Your understanding, and if you understand the logic and all, that is going to make you a good consultant. So you can follow anyone. I follow transaction code. Why? Because it's going to save some time. That's it. Even path also can be used. There is no any problem. Okay, in certain configurations I use path also. So it's a blend of both. Now look at here, assignment I have done. Click on position, search here for change organizations, and then I've assigned the company code. Okay, just save it. So what we have done, we have defined purchase organizations, assigned the purchase organizations to the company code. What next, guys? Next one is we have to define plant, right? So we all know, guys, plant is a manufacturing unit of the particular organizations, right? And this is also here, it is going to be created as an organizational unit itself in material management module. How many plants are going to be created? I'm going to create a single plant itself. What is the T code? I think OX10. Yes, OX10. Click on inventory, guys, and here TM22. And you just do one thing. Come down here, give a calendar, factory calendar. Control S, save it. When you save, system is asking to provide the addresses and all. Whatever address we are going to specify, those addresses will appear here. But no need to specify those things and all, guys. Only mandatory things I'm going to specify. Country. Press enter and press enter. Okay, that's it. So now we have set up plant also. Now the plant is going to be assigned to purchase organizations, and even plant is going to be assigned to the company code also. OX 17 and OX 18. New entry, purchase organizations TM22, plant also TM22. This is what the benefit, guys. If you keep the same code, then no need to remember the things and all. Or is purchase organizations you have given different code, plant you have given different code, storage locations different code, company code is different, right? Fiscal year variant is different, posting period variant is different. It is going to be pretty difficult to proceed further. The configurations part I'm talking about. Okay, so that is why whatever the 4-digit codes are there, keep the same code so that your journey is going to be quite simple and easy. Save it now. So assign the plan to purchase organizations, assign the plan to the company code also OX 18. So here itself from 17 to 18 is logged by someone. So just go to SM12, remove the lock, delete, and once again OX 18, new entry. So company code is TM22, plant is also TM22. Press enter and save it. So now what we have done here, we have assigned the plant to the company code, right? Now define storage location. Okay. Now, so I told you guys, storage location is the place where the stock is going to be kept. In the sense, stock is going to be stored, or raw material we can say is going to be stored physically, right? And this is also going to be defined as an organizational unit here in MM. Why? Because I'll tell you guys now, based on the reportings, these things are going to be set up, isn't it? See, purchase organizations wise, if the client want to see the report, plant wise, if they want to see the report, right? Let's suppose they want to check the status of raw material for a single plant. If they are having two different storage locations and all, right? They want to see how much material how much this material is available in so and so storage locations. How much quantity is available in so and in the same storage location second. In the how much quantity is there in the first SL in the sense storage locations, how much quantity is there in the second storage locations and all. So different kind of reports are required. That is why these things are going to be set up. Now define the storage locations. Storage locations are going to be created with reference to plant. If you are able to remember, it's okay. If you're not able to remember also, it's okay. Why? Because I told you guys that this is solely these things are going to be defined by consultant, right? So no need to be worry about in real time. It is not going to be defined by you people. OX09, OX09. Give your plant, new entry, storage location. Also, I've given the same code. Just save it. That's it. So what I've done, I've defined storage location also. What next, guys? Now, maintain posting period variant. Sorry, posting period for material management. I'll tell you guys, till now, you guys know that the posting period is going to be maintained by you people in finance, and that is OB52, right? But even there are certain material related transaction posting, guys, and for that we are having control, period control here. in from MM side also. Okay, from MM side also this control is there. So what is happening? We are having like we are going to maintain this posting period. How? So OMSY. Okay, this is one time setting. In the sense, this is going to be maintained in the form of configurations. Okay, configuration means at least let's suppose now if you have to open the period, right? We are going to open the period. We are going to close the period, right? But what is your starting month? So that starting month is going to be specified here, right? It is going to be specified in OMSY. And after that, what is happening? MMPV is going to be used for maintaining the period, right? I'll tell you guys in real time, neither you will be having authorization for OMSY nor you will be having authorization for MMPV because this is not at all our part. This is going to be maintained by MM consultant. So if we are going to get any issues during any testing, let's suppose, or any what do you say, if you are posting any transactions, let's suppose for PO invoice related transactions. Okay. So in that case, what will happen, guys? If system is throwing some period related issues and you have checked OV52 is being is maintained good, there is no any problem. In that case, we have to check this MMPV. Okay, so you have to contact the MM consultant. You have to request them to check this period, and if a correct period is not maintained, then MM consultant is going to maintain this period. So now this setting also we are going to perform as a mandatory setting only. Use OMSY transaction code, click on position, give your company code, which year guys? So current is 2022, right? Why 2022? Because we are using April to March. So for us, 2022 is still there, even though it is January 2023. But still, we are in 2022 itself because as per our fiscal year, the year end is going to happen in March. April onwards, the new year is going to be started. Right? Now here, period. Give the current period guys and current period is 10th. January is the 10th period, right? And after that, what is happening? You apply a check mark. ABP means what, guys? ABP means allow backdated posting. Okay, apply a check mark. And this is don't allow backdated posting. So you don't apply a check mark here. And once you press enter, then what will happen, guys? Once you press enter, then these fields are going to be updated automatically. Press enter. So SAP is going to show a warning message that specified year 2023 is not the current calendar year. Of course, it is not the current calendar year because current calendar year is 2023. We have used 2022. Why? Because as per our fiscal year, we are in 2022 itself, isn't it? So ignore this error in the sense this is warning message, not the error message. So how to ignore? Press enter button and then save it. Okay, so what we have done? We have done this setting. What next? Next one is define valuation level. Okay, see, valuation level is one time setting. It is already defined by someone. It will be like already set up by someone, but still I'll tell you what is the use of this. See, if you talk about materials, right? Let's suppose we are having different plant. Okay, plant A and plant B. So if vendor is going to deliver a particular material, let's suppose material ABC, right? If vendor is going to deliver a particular material in plant A and plant B, so what is happening, guys? Same material is going to have a different cost for both plants. Why? Because multiple factor is going to be considered by vendor. Let's suppose from vendor, what to say, from vendor location, plant A is like quite, it is situated like it's quite near, right? From vendor locations, this is located like pretty close to the vendor location. Plant B is like far away from vendor locations. In that case, what will happen, guys? In that case, for plant A, the delivery cost will be quite less. Whereas for plant B, the delivery cost, I mean to say freight charges, is going to be more. So what to do in that case, guys? For the same material, two different cost will be there. Here maybe 10,000 and here maybe 11,000. 100 units, 100 units. Here 10 rupees per unit, and for this plant, vendor is going to charge 11 rupees per unit. So material valuations, if you talk about material valuation, guys, so at plant level, if you are going to evaluate the material, this is having a different, and this is having, in the sense, same material for this plant, it is going to be, the material value is 10 rupees per unit, and same material for this plant, it is 11 rupees per unit, right? So at which level material is going to be evaluated, guys? Material is going to be evaluated, most likely people prefer to evaluate the material at plant level itself. Now, so what is happening? If you talk about this OX14, so look at here, guys, it is already, okay, it's already defined, it's okay. We are not going to make any changes here. Valuation area is plant. Okay, valuation area means it's a kind of like, it's valuation area means at which level valuation is going to be, valuation is going to be maintained, right? For a particular material at plant level or company code level. So here, if plant level means plant is your valuation area. If company code level, then company code is going to be treated as a valuation area. But as I said, plant level itself is going to be used by people. So that is why we are going to take plant as a valuation area. Okay. Now I'll tell you why I have explained this, because look at here. Now assign valuation grouping code to valuation area. What is this? Assign this valuation grouping code to valuation area. So I'll tell you what is this. Now let's suppose, see, we are having like I said, like when we raise a purchase order, so vendor is going to deliver the goods. So what will happen? We have to post goods receipt. So during goods receipt, what will happen, guys? System is going to generate an accounting entry. Automatically, this entry is going to be generated. Stock account debit and GRIR clearing account is going to be credited. What is this GRIR clearing account, right? And when it is going to be created, why it is going to be created, how it is going to be created, that I'll explain, don't worry. But right now I have to explain valuation grouping code. Even though it is like from MM side itself, but I have seen sometime people have asked the questions related to valuation grouping code, and there is again further use also of this one. Okay, indirectly it is associated with us also. That is why I'm explaining. So now let's suppose if the client is saying that when the goods receipt is going to be posted, let's suppose stock is going to be debited, stock of raw material. So now here, say for example, we are having multiple plants. Let's suppose plant A, these are flying 5 plant, right? So plant is nothing but valuation area, guys, right? Valuation area. At which level materials are going to be evaluated? it is going to be evaluated at plant level. So plant is called valuation area. When you talk about GL account for raw materials, what is happening? We have a GL account. Client is saying that whatever raw material related postings are there, that is going to happen against this GL. So in that case, what is happening, guys? Look at here, these GLs are there. Okay, these GLs are there. Okay. Or is now let's suppose we are having like these three and these two. Client is saying for these two plant, raw material related transactions are going to be posted against this GL. Okay, this GL. Or else even you can, if you are having more plant, you can increase. Look at here like this. Okay. And what is happening, guys? So these GLs are going to be linked against certain combinations. Which combination, guys? The combination of your valuation area, and there will be one more thing called valuation class. Right? There is one more thing called valuation class. What is this valuation class? You guys will come to know. Right now, of course, I know most of you are not able to visualize what I'm trying to explain. So I'll tell you guys, don't worry. Don't worry about these things. Why? Because I have to explain valuation grouping code. If you are able to understand valuation grouping code means my work is done. Valuation class I haven't explained. This assignment I haven't shown you practically. That is why you guys are not able to visualize. Right? So you guys are going to be mastered. Don't worry. I'll show this practically. My major thing is I have to explain valuation grouping code. What is the exact use of valuation grouping code? So now I told you that we are having two GL accounts and these many plants. And these GL accounts, how SAP is going to determine? So it must be assigned somewhere. The GL accounts assignment must happen. So where it is going to be assigned, guys? Now, so there will be another things. There will be a combination. That is valuation class. So valuation area plus valuation class. So now here valuation class, let's suppose there is for raw material, there is a valuation class given by SAP 3000. Okay, that is going to be used. So now here what is happening, guys? So there is a combination of what? There is a combination of valuation area and valuation class, and against that we have assigned the ZL account. Now I'll tell you, look at here for plant A, plant B, C till here. For these many plant, right? Same GL, and for these many plant, same GL. So what SAP says that you just do one thing. Don't do like this. SAP is saying that you just group together these things. These things are going to be grouped together. Okay. These things are going to be grouped together. Here, I'm going to give a code to 01. Okay. So A, B, and C is going to be linked with this one. And these things are going to be grouped together against a different code. This one. So now what is happening, guys? Look at here. So it means, okay. So it means ABC we have assigned against a group code or grouping code, we can say, right? 0001, and C, D, E, F, sorry, D, E, F, G. These plants we have assigned against a different code, that is 0002. So what is happening, guys? This codes are going to group together the valuation area. This is valuation area. Plant is nothing but valuation area. So this is why it is called valuation grouping code. Valuation grouping code means what, guys? Look at here. Valuation grouping code means group of, it is a group of valuation area. Two is what? Two is the group of these many valuation area. And what is the valuation area, guys? Here plant is going to be your valuation area. So valuation grouping code means what, guys? Group of plants, you can say, right? But generally the smart answer is you have to say group of valuation area. Okay, group of valuation area. Now, so what is the benefit? The benefit is, now you look at here, I'll tell you. So now look at here. So instead of assigning this GL account, right, multiple time, now if you are going to set up a valuation grouping code, then what will happen, guys? Then look at here how easily we are going to. So this is how only two steps we have to, right? It means this GL can be assigned against what? Instead of assigning against this valuation area, right? This all valuation area is linked together with the help of a grouping code that is called valuation grouping code. And these valuation areas are grouped together with a code called different code that is also valuation grouping code, right? So here what is happening, guys? Now only earlier 6 times we have performed this assignment, right? Or 7 times. Right now only 2 times against valuation grouping code and valuation class. Now I told you guys what is this valuation class. I haven't explained, that is why you guys don't know. But what is the use of this valuation grouping code? I told you valuation grouping code is nothing but group of valuation area, right? How to set up this? OMWD, right? Slash and OMWD. Okay. Now here, first of all, search your valuation area, click on position. Our valuation area means plant TM22, and here grouping code give 0001. That's standard. Even if you assign, if you want to give a different grouping code, you can give. Whichever code you want to give, you can give, guys. You can give numeric, alphanumeric, alphabetic, whatever code you want, you can give. I've quoted 0001 as an example. I've given 0001. If you want to give TM22, you can give TM22. If you want to give T1, T2, T3, you can give. Any code can be given. Any code can be given. But make sure that when, let's suppose, first of all, I'll suggest set up a single things only, in the sense single PO, purchase organization, single storage location, single plant. Don't make it too complex scenario initially itself, or else you guys are going to stuck, right? During configuration itself, during testing itself, like during testing you'll be having issues. So first of all, make it simple, try to understand the logic, and then once you understood the logic and all, then you can think, you can create your own scenario, and then you can perform your testings and all. So what we have done, we have defined this valuation grouping code to valuation area, right? Sorry, we have assigned this valuation grouping code to valuation area. Now valuation grouping code is nothing but group of valuation area. Why? Because all the valuation areas can be assigned, or multiple valuation area can be assigned against one valuation grouping code. Okay. Now here only one valuation area is there, in the sense only one plant is there, so it's okay. We have assigned against only one valuation grouping code. Now, still I'll tell you guys, we are having multiple configurations, several configurations. Till now, whatever configurations we have done, this is going to be done by MM consultant, not by you people in real time. And even further, like here, other configurations are also there. These configurations are also going to be done by MM consultant only. Not all, of course, few configurations are going to be done by us also, in the sense finance people also are going to do these configurations, but hardly 5%. Whatever steps I'm going to explain here, out of these all steps, only 5% of the steps belongs to FI, remaining are from MM module itself. As I told you, first of all, you must be having purchase order. Then only we can perform testing for this P2P process, right? So in order to create a purchase order, you must be having MM related basic setting. That is why what we have done, we have done this basic setting. Still certain configuration steps are there, right? So that I'll explain in next session, guys. That's all for this session.